That's what they want me to believe.
Right, we're live, sir. Good morning, YouTube. What's up, YouTube? That's right. It's Irish USMC Vet. I'm back. Had a few days worth of shit to do, so
R&R.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, not R&R. I had stuff to do. I wish. I'll rest when I die. $10 trillion in federal budget, more than spent on 4 wars combined. I don't know what that link's about. But we'll post it up there to check out. At the top of the Drudge Report. Do I ever say that it's the Drudge Report?
Not usually.
Well, a lot of stuff I get from the Drudge Report. Ooh, sheriff vowed not to enforce AZ lockdown. Now he's infected. Oh shit! You have an Arizona sheriff.
Good. I don't. Well, if it's the Phoenix sheriff, that's the one I don't like. Which county does it say?
Link break. It should be coming. Phoenix News. Mark Lamb, Pinal County.
Oh man, not Lamb.
Is he a good guy?
Yeah, he's a constitutionalist. He's actually a good sheriff.
Florida's the next epicenter. Americans not buying White House spin on coronavirus. I said it. Damn it. Oh, that's my one freebie. My one freebie for the day. Cerveza-bug. There we go. There's the link on the sheriff. And pro-Trump activist booted from flight for not wearing a mask. Beijing residents rush test clinics as emergency rules expand. Heavy traces in feet. What? Oh, that's definitely what I want to touch on that one. I'll read that one.
Sorry. Trump is coming to Arizona on the 23rd. Yay.
Are you going there? Are you going to the rally?
No. If I did, I'd get in trouble. That's not what I want to do. Not that I would do anything really stupid, but I would probably say some shit that's stupid. You know.
And he might reach out and bitch smack you. He'd be like, bah!
No, they
sit down, poison stinger.
Even conservatives, if you heckle the president, whether you're a conservative or a Democrat, they will usher your ass out quick, and he'll try to make fun of you all the way out, which is fine. But if it depends, like if you say, I don't know, he can make fun of you if you're a Democrat and a liberal, right? But if you're a conservative and you're calling him out on some real bullshit, like why are you hiring the Fed or something like that, I don't know. They probably just usher you out.
So it's funny you say that because I appreciate there's John Willis, the guy that owns SOE Tactical. If you talk shit to him, he does the same kind of thing. He will turn your name into a discount code and put you on blast.
Nice.
I
like that.
He won't read your personal information, but he will read your shitty email. Because most of their stuff says no delivery date because they have to build it, right? And usually it's a good turnaround, pretty fast. Not, I haven't had anything that wasn't relatively fast. But people get all shitty because their stuff doesn't come as soon as they want it. It's not Amazon. It's custom made, so.
Shit, Amazon doesn't even come as fast as Amazon used to come anymore.
But yeah, he does that. Like, there's all kinds of old videos on it, and it's fucking awesome. It's so awesome. You're gonna talk shit to him, and he's trying to do better. He's changed up his policies a little bit, but oh man.
Now, if I sold something, that would be great. That would be a great way to have a coupon code for sure. You there, Irish?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry, I was
All
just
right.
reading. You were
No,
cutting
you're
in and
fine.
out. I don't know. I didn't know if it was my
Probably my end. There was a lot of noise going on, so I was muting myself a little here and there. A little bit. Apparently, Chaz is still going on, but it's there's like some division within now. Have you looked into that at all? Yeah.
No power struggle already.
Yeah, chaos and Chaz. A Chaz shop owner says mayhem as Seattle police ignore 9/11 calls. Well, yeah, because they're walking out. They have no reason to stay and do their job because they're being attacked for doing their job. I'm not a fan. We all know how much I'm not a fan, right? But at the same time, if I were to be a police officer or whatever, I wouldn't do it either. You're gonna not have my back. Everybody's against me. What reasoning do I have other than a paycheck? You know, especially in Seattle. Shit, if I was a cop, I'd probably go to another state.
Well,
If you want to be taken seriously,
why would you want to go to stop somebody from doing something when you can't do anything? Your hands. I mean, that's like going there handcuffed and allowing people to throw fucking bricks at you,
right?
Or stab you and shank you. And you can't even protect yourself. So I mean, that's kind of futile to even go there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a Seattle business owner right outside of the city's autonomous zone said he called the police department 19 times when protesters attempted to loot and burn his shop to the ground, but no one responded to his calls. John McDermott, owner of Car Tender Auto Shop near Seattle's Capitol Hill, says the looters smashed a window and broke into his shop on Sunday night and tried to start a fire on the front counter using hand sanitizer. That's messed up, man. That shit's rare. Use the rubbing alcohol. I don't know what exactly to expect next, he said to the local news outlet. If you can't call the police department, you can't call the fire department to respond. What do you have? Well, you have Seattle. You have who you voted for to go into that place, and you get what you get, right? So you made your bed, now lie in it kind of shit, right?
Well, I would say that you have the Second Amendment.
Well, there's...
you should use your God-given right to protect your shit.
Right.
I knew this was going to come down to this, like I said, I don't want to get on the whole police topic, but yes, they shouldn't be militarized. But
right.
I mean, if I was a police officer, and that's the reason why I didn't become a police officer, because I would have been in prison for the first child molestation case or pedophilia ring, because I would have done clipped them all. You know, I'd have ventilated them, and I'd have been in prison. So, but anyways,
continuing here a little bit, McDermott and his son, this is the shop owner, were able to extinguish the fire and chase the suspect down. But Seattle authorities told McDermott that they weren't going to send somebody after he reported the incident. So they have this dude, or I guess, because they said they chased him down, but they're not going to do shit. He then says, nobody shows up when literally our lives are on the line. I think our mayor and governor need to get their act together. They need to come up with a plan because this is beyond a protest. You think? You think this is a little bit beyond? Yeah, the whole Second Amendment, as I said before, and I don't remember whose chat it was anymore, but if the president really wanted to end this shit right away, he would remind everybody in the United States that the Second Amendment is the law of the land, and any infringement is going against the federal law, which actually the federal government does oversee the first 9 constitutional amendments. So technically, if he wants to pull states' rights versus the federal government, I'm pretty sure he could get away with that one real easy. Of course, I'm not a constitutional scholar.
Yeah, I don't know what the law is there, but if you're protecting your property, you have the right to use your Second Amendment to protect that property.
Yeah, I don't think so in Seattle or in Washington. Washington's a very blue state with a lot of strict gun control laws. Maybe not as strict as California, but yeah, I mean, you could try it. but you're risking a lot, especially in that state where they will prosecute you for that shit easily. I mean, we had
my
the
life
militia
or your
members.
life, if it's my life or your life, I'm leaving breathing. I'm just saying.
Right. And that's the thing, right? They would argue, well, it wasn't your life. It was just your business. They were just burning down your business or robbing you. They weren't trying to kill you.
Well,
And
that's your life, though.
You know, that's different to them. They don't give a fuck, right? You should just allow them to do whatever they want to do unless they're, even then when they're trying to physically harm you, they'd probably still give you shit for that in some of these states. You know how they are. I mean, we have also, I wanted to bring up, and a couple of days ago, we had this thing in New Mexico where supposedly they were tearing down a statue. Well, not supposedly. They were tearing down a statue, and it was supposedly reported that a militia member had shot a protester. But that's apparently false. It was somebody in the local government who shot a protester. Yeah, I'm gonna look this up here in a second, and I'll double check on it. But it was the militia members who surrounded the shooter until the police arrived and helped provide first aid to the person who that guy shot. I'll look that up though while you continue.
So a good Samaritan shot somebody for doing something illegal.
Well, I don't know. See, we don't know why he shot the guy, right? But yeah, there's more to that story. I'm gonna look into that real quick.
Oh, good morning, Riddle Girl. How are you? If I was a cop, I would quit and retire and become a mall cop, son.
Yeah, probably get paid and respected more.
No, you get more. You get less respect being a mall cop. Come on now.
Have you seen Paul Blart, man?
Yep. Yes, I have. It was a funny movie.
Right. Where the hell is your video, bro?
Mine?
Yeah. I'm trying to go there and share this link, but I'm gonna have to go through my email. Okay.
Which we will not broadcast.
No, not today. Luckily, I don't have
private information
on. Yeah. Oh well. Okay. So here's a link. This is to a Washington Post article. Oops. Why is it? I got to agree to like a billion things just to read this. Former city council candidate arrested. Oh my goodness. Stop it with the freaking pop-ups, bro. Okay. And they wonder why I put ad block on, and they're like, "You got ad block on. We don't want you to have ad block on." Well, I don't give a fuck. There's got to be a way to see this shit without having to take my ad block off.
Good morning, Walter Davis. How are we doing today, sir? Well, good afternoon, Mr. Walter Davis. Sorry.
Okay, former city council candidate. Okay, so it wasn't somebody in government. It was somebody who was a candidate at one point or another. Former city council candidate arrested after man is shot at New Mexico protest with a militia group. So.
So they had to throw the militia group in there just to.
Well, originally they were blaming the militia. They were saying the militia were the ones that shot this poor protester who wasn't doing anything wrong. Right? And now, apparently, it's coming out that they announced on Tuesday that they had arrested former city council candidate who they say shot and wounded a man at a protest that grew contentious after demonstrators clashed with a militia group. The Monday night episode, which erupted after a crowd tried to tear down a monument to Spanish conquistador Juan de Ontino, whatever, appealed to reflect a phenomenon that federal and state officials have long warned about: protest over racial injustice, such racial injustice. So that's the statue. You're going after a Spanish conquistador because Black Lives Matter? What? Whatever. Protesters over racial injustice search as the currently rolling American cities can draw a medley of fringe actors or groups. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, the members said they did not know the alleged shooter or the victim and cast themselves as attempting to prevent violence from erupting at a tent scene, but state officials denounced their presence, which they said was meant to intimidate protesters. I'm guessing the militia, whatever. Yeah, so this is totally against the militia. Obviously, the original story was that the militia members were the ones that created the violence and started shooting. And they even say the heavily armed individuals who flaunt themselves at the protest, calling themselves a civil guard, were there for one reason: to menace protesters, to present an unsanctioned show of unregulated force. New Mexico Governor Michelle Grisham said in a statement. There's your governor.
Yeah, those people should be recalled and removed from office. I mean, you're letting your population be overrun by dumbass people it makes no sense. What good is that doing?
Well, if anything else, it should prove to people that, like, if you're not going to do something, if you're the government, you have the police, you have the governor, you could call in the National Guard, you could do this shit, but you're not. So you're upset that unregulated militia groups are going there. Well, they wouldn't have to if you did your job. So that's just bad on you.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, idiotas.
Hey, Walter.
Walter says he's going to lose signal, but
Walter's driving, I guess. That's probably not a safe thing to do in listening, but as long as you're not commenting. Well, you are commenting.
that's voice to chat. Maybe he's riding. He's not driving. Walter would never do anything like that.
Right. I don't know. He's using a lot of punctuation for speech talk.
He's got a new app.
Yeah. Contact tracing.
I have some interesting updates. I didn't think any of my passion fruit were going to grow.
Nice.
Because we're not in a subtropical area. However, I did have one re-sprout, and it's growing. And so I'll post pictures up on Instagram later or something of it. But I'm really excited to see if it actually produces flowers. That's something you could probably grow in the desert, passion fruit.
Probably. I mean, it's hot, right? It's not humid. If you're talking subtropical, that would be more like a hot, humid climate, right?
Well, you might have to provide a mister or something for it, but I mean, it's a pretty cool vine. And if you use a piece of cattle fence to make like an arch, it'll grow over the arch, and you can just walk right in the arch and pick them. You know what I'm saying?
Right on.
I didn't think they would grow here. In order to start them, I have to start them 8 weeks in advance and a wet paper towel on top of the refrigerator for them to actually get enough heat to sprout. But and then also my sister-in-law, she wants, there's what's it called? There's cilantro, and then there's culantro, which is a different flavor. So we're going to try to grow that as well. But that's from, I don't remember if she said it grows in the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico. But regardless, we're attempting to grow that as well. Because she wants, she says she can't find it here. So If you can't find it, what's the next best thing?
You grow
Buy
it
that
yourself.
$2 pack of seeds. Well, she can't because she lives in the city, but anything that she wants, we'll try to make just because the taste of home. You know what I'm saying? Because she grew up in Puerto Rico,
Right.
and the Dominican Republic off and on because she went there for summers because that's where her grandmother was from. So, and her dad,
Nice.
her dad's side. So she would go there for the summers. I don't know how much she wants me to tell, but since nobody knows her, it's the Dominican Republic. I guess is apparently not as well protected as the United States, like with um, police and authorities and all that shit. So she said they had to build a concrete wall that was over 16 feet tall just to keep people from coming into the yard and stealing their fucking stuff. Even though a lot
Holy
of the
shit.
stuff grows there naturally. And she was telling me about how they had to take glass, like broken wine bottles and any kind of glass bottles, and cover the top. They put tar down on top of the 16-foot tall brick concrete block wall, and they put tar on top of it, and then smeared broken glass on top of it to keep people from coming over top of it because they'd climb up on banana trees and come over in the property. So
Wow.
that's the extent of what you have to have whenever you have, no way to protect yourself in a corrupt government.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if Dominican Republic's corrupt or not. I'm just saying what I was told.
I would imagine.
I've never been there, so.
Yeah, I've never been there either,
But firsthand knowledge right there. Hey, all watching and not commenting. Yeah, I mean, not everybody comments. Good morning to everybody that's watching. I was pulled over, you know me, safety first, and don't want to break any laws. Why no? Because your son would have to put the smackdown on that ass. Never fear, I am here. Good afternoon, Anonymous American. How are we doing today? We're just talking some garden knowledge. Posted up some links earlier of some of the random crazy shit that's going on. They're back on the Cerveza bug. One of the sheriffs that didn't want to enforce the lockdown apparently has Cerveza bug.
Yep.
So
And he's a good dude too. I met him. Out of all the law enforcement individuals, I'd say that I support that guy.
the Pinellas County guy.
Yep. And I'm glad to hear. Unfortunately, I don't live in Pinell County. I wish I did. Well, technically, I want to get the hell out of Arizona altogether. But if I were to live somewhere else in Arizona, Pinell County would definitely be on my list.
Somebody will get the reference. I said Pinellas County. If that. That's Florida, not Arizona. So.
Right.
Yeah, we had a long conversation about it because I'm always interested because she doesn't like peanut butter either. And so I try to make stuff with peanut butter that she'll try, and she'll try it, but she doesn't like it. But it's hard for her because she grew up there. I think she moved to the United States at 16. And then went to college here and met my brother-in-law. And so yeah, it's cool because it's the different cultures. I like it. She makes some fantabulous stuff like fried plantain. Oh man, that's to die for, man. But in America, plantain's a plant, right? It's a weed. It's a leafy plant. And in her culture, it's a fucking banana knockoff. About to drive to the valley with no signal for a bit. Okay. My neighbors had an old elm tree cut down. I got all the mulch, so moving gravel and mulch via wheelbarrow for 2 days now. About 60 times I've moved stuff, 250 more wheelbarrow. Yeah, I do a lot of wheelbarrow moving too. John Willis from SOE, he always comments. He's like, why don't you just use the tractor? I'm like, well, how are you supposed to get yoke as fuck if you're moving the? Now I do move it with the tractor sometimes, but the wheelbarrow is the best way to go. If you want to get fit and in shape, move mulch, move mulch with the fucking wheelbarrow. Yeah. So John always cracks on me. He's like, he goes, well, we get. I think last time I talked to him, he said that they got 3 triaxle dump load truckloads, and I was like, oh yeah, no. My buddy comes and drops it off whenever they have a full load, and it's just a well, I guess it's a dual axle truck, but. And I mostly move it with a wheelbarrow unless it's down on the back part of the property, and I have to because there's 400 wheelbarrow loads to the back of the 9 and almost 10 acres. So we have a birthday party in 2 days, so no rest for this guy. Upside, my arms look huge, and now I'm 10. Yeah. So you were preparing to be a sexy man, Peach, huh? Good morning, Night of a Low Forge and Woodcraft.
Yeah, it's the first time I remember seeing you.
Oh, they've been here before. Yep.
Okay, it's been a while then.
Got any good projects going on? I just recently acquired a tractor. It was stuck for 3 weeks in the swamp.
Oh, jeez.
But I traded work for it, and so now I have a tractor. It's a small tractor. It's nothing ginormous, but it does help tremendously. NFW, I'm going to start calling it because I don't want to mess up the name too bad. About to sign in a new 10 times Leopold for my national match. All right. Are you going to laser sight that in, or are you going to actually fire it to sight it in, or you do both?
Here, I wanted to read you a quote real quick while we're waiting on him to respond. This is from the Sheriff Lamb in Pinal County here in Arizona. He's the one that we were talking about who did not enforce the COVID restrictions on the public in Pinal County here in Arizona, and who now has supposed the C virus. He said, well, he was elected in 2016, told Phoenix News Times in late April that he had to keep the Constitution in mind when considering emergency public health orders. Quote, in tough times, tough decisions have to be made, he said. I'm looking at 2 laws in each hand and going with the one that's 200 years old rather than the one that's 2 days old.
Oh.
And this is one of the reasons why I like this dude. Out of all law enforcement, that's a big one right there. Lamb said on Wednesday that he'll be self-quarantining for at least the next 14 days and has alerted the Pinal County Public Health Department after testing positive, and they are working to track all of those I came in contact with following the Saturday event. He did not immediately return a message that left with his office on Wednesday. The story will be updated if he calls back. So there you go.
Hopefully he will be okay, and
he'll be fine. He's got the sniffles. And now we have the Arizona governor who just recently, I think it was yesterday, who said that he is not going to make it mandatory to have masks in Arizona, but he's going to leave it up to the mayors of each city if they want to make it mandatory to wear a mask when you go out in public. And there's a lot of cities, including the one I'm in, who are going to be wanting to make that mandatory if you go out in public to wear a mask. So I got to get me a plague mask, or maybe I'll get an N95 mask with a hole in the middle. I don't know. But
I think the plague mask is the way to go. Yeah. That's the most interesting. I mean, it could be a good conversation starting piece anyways.
Right.
Now, if you really want to make some money, go right now, this very moment, and invest. Invest in paintball mask fans. because people are gonna, if they start wearing these full face masks, they're gonna have a fan that helps cool them off on the inside. And the paintball mask fans will sell out real quick after I tell you this, but go buy them, and then you know that'll be the next thing. You can hike up the price and sell for a mint, because you have to have circulation. Because all you have to do is put a vacuum HEPA filter over top of that, and that'll filter out all the air, plus give you a nice cool breeze inside your mask.
Right.
So there's your
man.
investment for the future.
It's funny, you can't make a profit like that. They won't allow it, right? They'll call it price gouging, even if you're paying, or even if you're, offering it for the same price it's always been. You know that from Macari, right?
Oh, I know.
But then we go to the supermarket, and because there's a little shortage on meat right now, they can hike up a pound of burger for $10 a pound, where just last week it was like $3. That's not price gouging. So it's okay if the grocery store does it, but an individual who sells it on eBay or whatever, no. That right there is justice for some.
That's your government working for you.
Yeah.
I think there's some actual lawsuits going on because of that, but I've been really busy, so I haven't had time to investigate.
I'd be interested in that for sure.
Because it's illegal whether I do it or you do it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Now, if you design a product to make it, you can do whatever well, the drug companies have been doing this for, many, 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 many years. Did you just unholster, sir?
What? No.
It sounded like you just unsheathed the sword.
Oh, well, stupid microphone got to be all extra microphony.
Extra delicate.
I guess.
So, just look at the drug company if you want to see price gouging, because they have, the life-saving medication, and they I forget who it was. They actually prosecuted the guy that jacked it up, but I forget which one it was. NFW said they're going to bore sight it, and then fire. That's how I do it. Get it on target with that. Get it on the paper with the laser, and then it's called supply and demand. Don't advertise it online. Government make stuff more expensive and harder. Oh yeah, they definitely make it harder. So in my state, in order for you to plant a tree, you're supposed to go down and get a permit to plant each tree, just like you would to build, a new house or a new barn or whatever. You have to go down and pay $35 per tree to plant the tree.
Wow.
So if you buy a $25 tree, then $35. See what I'm saying? You're already starting to, especially if you're going to put it in an orchard or something. Now, why would you have to do that to plant on your own property?
Because they have to make more money somehow, right?
Why can't there just be a common sense thing where don't plant this by the power lines if it's a full-size tree? I mean, to me, that's a common sense thing. I don't need to pay somebody $35 for them to tell me that.
If it's on your property, then it's your business. It should be.
Yeah,
right?
but you should
know.
And
if the telephone line is on your property, then maybe it shouldn't be on your property. You know what I mean? Because then it's your telephone pole.
Well, they have
They
have an 8-foot easement from the center of the road to your property to provide utilities.
Yeah, I don't believe in that either. But I'm not a landowner, so I can't say that I'm used to being raped like that or taken advantage of like that.
Well, you always get it with no Vaseline anytime you own anything.
Apparently.
You can't have more than, if you have vehicles on your property and they're not licensed and tagged, they can fine you for that.
Yep.
There's all kinds of great stuff that, you pay them to do to you.
Land of the free.
Only if you're a government official.
Maybe, as long as you're, I mean, some government officials aren't on the in crowd anymore, so you can get ousted even from that club.
Yeah, but they'll never take away your money that you're getting paid for the rest of your life. You may not be able to do front room deals. You just have to do back room deals.
Right. Anonymous says, what state?
Indiana.
The sheriff that I was talking about, I don't know how old that comment is, but if you're asking about the sheriff that I was talking about, that was Arizona. NFW getting ready for police quitting their jobs. Yeah, apparently that's happening in mass. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. I kind of go both ways, back and forth.
Fence your property, barbed wire your property, get you a nice little puppy. A Great Pyrenees is a great protector, and they're super fucking huge. They'll protect you and your livestock. Yeah, because that's what's coming down the pipe.
So wait a minute. If you have a tree on your property that's been there before all this shit, and it, goes to seed like trees usually do at least once a year, and it falls on your property and starts to grow another tree, can you get in trouble for that?
No, but if you go to plant trees, so it goes like this. If you go to plant trees or plant anything, you first have to call 811. That's nationwide. Before you dig, you're supposed to call 811 so they can come out and locate
For
the
gas
utility.
lines? Yeah.
Gas, telephone, whatever, water lines. I recently just had a problem with this because the property we bought, the people that we bought it from had other pieces of tracts of property along in succession. So they pulled the wires all willy-nilly and didn't fucking mark them. So when you bury a line, and I do this to this day, if you bury a line, you're supposed to put bury the line 2 feet deep below the frost line, and then 6 inches after you put backfill, about 6 inches below that, above the line that you buried, you need to put a pink plastic ribbon or orange plastic ribbon, so that the next person that comes and digs, it's courtesy. I don't know if it's a law, but it's courtesy, and it helps me out because I know, like, shit, did I bury something here 3 weeks ago or 3 years ago? But anyways, so you put that plastic line there, so if you start digging and you pull up a plastic line, then you know something's buried underneath of it. Well, anyways, they didn't do that, and I cut their line that they run weirdly across my property, and there was a bitch fit about that. So, good morning, Tony. How we doing today?
Hey, Tone.
Need to quit drinking that queer beer that you had on your exonerated video. Get some man beer, some Old English 40 ounces or something. Anonymous American, I'm not far from you.
Right on.
I think he's in Ohio, right? You in Ohio, Anonymous? So what's up, Tone? Been on that tractor tearing it up?
Yeah, man. Living the life, bro. Making me jealous as all hell.
Yeah, I want to braid your hair, Tony.
You gotta grow some first, but
I want to braid your beard hair and put some beads in it, Tony.
I want to see what that even looks like, man. I don't think I've ever seen Tony with hair. Yeah, no, I haven't. He's always been bald.
We have no lines under our ground. We're over just out front. Yeah, but that's where I'm saying I got into the argument with my neighbor, is because they pulled it weird across the middle of the yard when they weren't supposed to. So they did it haphazardly, and it wasn't my fault. But the sheriff's department did get involved, and because it was said that I did it maliciously, which I did not. It wasn't marked correctly, and it wasn't pulled correctly. But that's just something that happens whenever people do whatever they want to on their property. And they shouldn't have. They shouldn't have done it that way because they knew they were going to sell the property. So they inconvenienced me. Michigan. So do you come down and do any of the to the blacksmithing meetings in Ohio? What's it called? SOPA. Do you ever go down there? I'm just waiting on comments back there. Ohio, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when your lake catches on fire. Wasn't that Cincinnati? I think we already mentioned that though.
I don't know.
A long time ago.
Yeah. I've never been there. I really don't get out much. I really do try to stay home, and because I got lots of stuff going on constantly. Well, you should come. Save up some money and come down to SOPA. The Indiana part of IBANA, Indiana Blacksmiths Association, they host a hammer in every weekend somewhere. And if you go to IBANA, you can find out where all the locations are. There's actually one down in the southern, well, I call it southern, but not the southernmost tip of Indiana. And they're called the Meteorite Mashers, and they go out and scour to find meteorites, and then they turn those meteorites into hammers, knives, and all that stuff. That's a group I always wanted to go visit. But yeah, they're definitely it's a good thing to do. Plus, if you're just getting into forging, or hell, you just want to find people that are like-minded, those guys, the Indiana people I found are really great.
Well, shit, meteorites are pretty valuable as they are. I don't know do they retain their patterns? Because like if you ever cut open a meteorite and then etch it with acid, you'll see that there's all sorts of weird patterns. Since
yeah, it's kind of like
from outer space.
What they would call a Damascus pattern. So there's some phenomenal work that they do down there. I've seen them at SOPA once, and a lot of the guys that I'm friends with, all the old OG blacksmithing guys, they talk really highly of them. They actually came to a hammer in one time and brought some of their stuff, and there's a lot of good guys. I would tell you their names, but half of them are covered up by making shit. So, there's one guy, he's over by Milan, Indiana, which is close to Ohio there, Anonymous, but it's down south. He makes phenomenal Damascus blanks and blades, and he's all forged. There's no the only stock removal he does is to sharpen them. So, Anonymous has a question. What is a good grass alternative that can be raked and can grow in the shade of a maple? The lady told me to ask. I use okay, so you can plant daffodils, which will kill out the grass. In my food forest, I use clovers, either white or red. Sometimes a mixture of both, but daffodils also help protect the base, and it also smothers out the grass. So if you kill the grass, you pretty much have to peel it back like you would with a sod cutter, but you don't want to do that close to the roots. If you go in there and mow it down and mulch it with your mulch that you're using with the wheelbarrows and plant clover in there, the clover is actually beneficial. Plus, it helps smother out the grass. As you know, I don't have to tell you, but nothing will smother out the grass, but if you get rid of most of the topsoil with the grass roots in it, and then plant it with the clover. I use St. John's wort, clover, red and white Dutch. Let's see what else. There's all kinds of stuff, man. Just do a search on permaculture, and you can find more things than you'll ever. I don't know if St. John's wort will grow, but anything that is a ground cover will definitely help out. All
right.
And put nutrients back in the soil. So every time you mow it, it puts nutrients back in the soil because they're a dynamic accumulator.
Yeah, NFW is saying that hard to forge a meteorite. You have to add a lot of carbon to get it to harden. I had seen people try doing it with like a knife. I think somebody was trying to make a knife out of meteorite, but they couldn't get it to harden at all. And it would, when they melted it down or heated it up, it was starting to separate. Like it was really, really difficult to work with. But apparently they said that there's different types of meteorites, and some are a little bit more able to be worked with than others. But this is just from what I saw in a video a long time ago. So I don't know.
Yeah, you can add carbon. If you use a wood-fired forge or a coal-fired forge, they use a fucking huge power hammer. Like they have like a big blue, like they have on Forged in Fire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a power hammer. I have the original power hammer, the arm. But the leaves killed the grass. It's a 100-year-old tree in half the area need cover on the ground. Okay, well, most trees breathe through their roots. I think pear and peach are the exception. So if you have a thick layer of mulch around the tree, it's going to cause it to choke it out. So don't put heavy mulch around the tree base because it'll actually choke the roots out, and you don't want to do that. So like I said, I plant clover and all the stuff I said earlier, because a lot of people will mulch around it. Like I see it a lot. People will spray Roundup around the tree base, which is essentially attacking the tree, right? Because it kills plant life. And so they'll do that, and then they'll put a fuck ton of mulch on it, 6-8 inches of mulch. And by doing that, you're essentially snuffing the tree out and allowing for it to cause root rot around the bottom. Ding, 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 ding. A leaf drop in the fall killed the grass, and it gets high traffic. I've used oh man, there's some stuff you can walk on, like Irish moss. That's a good thing you can put around it. There's another low-lying plant like that you can walk around. You can walk on, but I forget the name of it. It's like a little pink flower, but it's like Walk on Me or something. And if you can get that established, that'll work good around it too. I try not to plant grass anywhere because it just robs the soil of nutrients.
Yeah, I hate it that I have to have grass here where we're at. We have to maintain it. I mean, I didn't have to plant it, right? I just have to water it, which reminds me, I really probably should water it today. But it's still like I have to pay the water bill, so it pisses me off when I'm wasting water.
Well, it's still legal to catch rainwater here, so I tend to do that in every gutter.
Oh, I would love to catch rainwater if it would ever rain.
You'd have to have a tanker the size of your house to keep the amount of water.
Seriously, it hasn't rained yet this year, so when it does finally rain, it will rain quite a bit. But yeah, I don't have the storage. Not in the city on a little, I want to say 1/10 of an acre, little piece of dirt.
Yeah, I got you. I have mine set up to where it runs off into the pond after the barrels are full. So
Right.
the base is mulched just enough to look nice, but only about an inch thick and 6 inches out. Yeah, I mean, if I was you, I wouldn't plant grass back around it. I would plant the clover or something. And if she likes pretty stuff, do the St. John's wort, or find another perennial. Since you're up, I don't know what your zone is, but I would find something that was a perennial, that was a ground cover, and plant that around it. Let me see if we can find some. I don't know what your zone is, but perennial ground cover.
He's zone 5.
Zone 5. Don't buy from Michigan Bulb. They suck. Just saying. Because that's the first thing that came up whenever I put that in. Tough planting zone because they dip negative 20 degrees. Zone cover plants are a great way to keep the soil warm around the roots of plants. Hardy ground covers. Okay, well, tell me which ones they are. Juniper. Maybe you could do that, but you said you want something that's not like a grass. Creeping cotton Easter produces bright red berries. Delicate gloss foliage with a very low profile. Winter creeper, which is like another one of those mop lipping things. Blue star creeper is practically indestructible. You can even walk on the plant without damaging it, making it a great lawn substitute. It produces sweet little starry flowers all through the spring. Creeping thyme, Sedium. Okay, Sedium is what I put on my rock garden, or the rocks that we have coming up the driveway and stuff. That stuff works once it gets established. Ice plant, also known, lives up to its name, surviving up to zone 3. Additional ground covers are AJUGA, VINCA, basket of gold. That's another good one. We use that. Snow in the summer. Wine cups, sweet woodruff, nettle, and creeping jenny. And for shade plants, they have, I don't even know how to pronounce that one, lady's mantle, mini grass-like, and fern-like plants, so that's what we're looking for. Black mondo grass and LIRIOPE, creeping dogwood and winter creeper. Here, let me post this up so you can see it. I'll just put a link up there too, but I'll put this in there. And then I'll post a link to that. No, I don't want to sign up for the email. I'm already signed up for it. Copy. Let's see where to, zone 5. I had winter creepers, beautiful, grows fast, can't be stepped on. Right? Yeah, the kids trample it. So here's the ones I was talking about that they're grass-like. You can scroll back up in the comments. It'll be there forever. Yeah, because I like if it's not here in my zone, I can't verify that it'll grow. But I do know Irish moss grows really good here. That was not one of the lists on the list, but here's the article of grassy-like plants, anyways. You can probably just seed them right into your mulch and keep them watered, and they'll grow. What was that discouraging look for there, Stinger?
Nothing, man. I'm just, grass. Not even the fun kind of grass.
Well, you could probably plant that grass there too.
Everybody's talking about how I'm going to be growing that kind of grass in the background with the hydroponics. And I'm like, yeah, if I wanted to, I could. But even if I did, I wouldn't be showing it off on YouTube, not unless we were a, recreational state, which we're not.
I mean, it'll happen eventually.
Eventually. I mean, the shit, they're trying to do it now. People in Congress were talking about how, with this whole Floyd situation and the police. And there was a congressperson speaking out just yesterday saying that we should just decriminalize marijuana because half of the black people that are in jail are for marijuana charges. And I don't know if that's true or not. I'm sure it's debatable. There's always the stats out there that you can combat with other stats. But I do think that anybody going to jail for weed, it shouldn't happen.
Well, the mandatory minimum is stricter for people that get caught with drugs than it is for rapists, murderers, and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's a problem there. I mean,
right, but then you're going to be taking money out of the hands of the private prisons, right?
Well, yeah.
And they're not going to be happy about that. They don't want to see weed being legalized. They definitely don't want to see drugs in general being like. If we stop the war on drugs that we've been fighting since the 80s and that we will never win, and we just said, you know what, you're adults. As long as you're not harming anybody else or stealing from anybody else, you do whatever you want to your own body. My body, my choice, right? Wow, decriminalize drugs. If you did that, there'd be a lot of people out of the prisons in, industrial complex.
There'd be a lot of people out of business, and there would be no drug wars.
Yeah. Oh, man. That would affect a lot of people that you don't even know that it affects, like the pharmaceuticals. Like, where are they going to get all their free drugs now that they put into pill form? That the American public are totally against heroin, but will ingest Vicodin on a regular basis for their back pain.
All right, have a good day, Anonymous. Don't work too hard, brother. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't have any they wouldn't have anything to do if they they couldn't sell you their narcotics, which everybody are hooked on. And President Trump is not everybody, but President Trump is having a war against pain pills now. We wouldn't need a war on pain pills if there wasn't so much corruption going on in the pharmaceutical place.
Well, I knew he was going to be against drugs and especially pain pills before he was even elected. I mean, he has a past that he keeps bringing up about how his brother was an alcoholic and died because of it and all that. And therefore, he's never touched a drop of alcohol or ever had any kind of intoxicant at all, except for maybe caffeine, I guess, because he does drink Coke. I don't know. Like, whatever, dude.
Does Coke sponsor him?
Not that I'm aware of, but I'm surprised that they haven't canceled Coke and McDonald's because, he likes both those things. You would think that in today's society, we would cancel McDonald's and Coca-Cola for that.
Well, they wouldn't have the dollar menu or the dollar millionaires then, or whatever it was called. Remember, they had that. I'm a dollar millionaire.
Oh yeah. My favorite was the Monopoly thing, even though I never won anything good. You'd win a free burger or something here and there. That was always fun. But I don't know. It was something about placing those stickers on that damn piece of paper. Just, I'm only one away from $1 million.
Everybody loved playing Monopoly as a kid, so they capitalized on that because everybody's like, oh yeah, I want to play Monopoly.
Right. So
come buy more shit. It always aggravated me is because they never would have the cups in stock. Because I'm a tea connoisseur, so I would get tea from there, unsweetened tea. And
we'd go and we'd get a whole bunch of large fries.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to stay on the toilet for 2 days after I eat that crap. But I will drink their tea because they have a super cool water filtration system. Some friends of ours work there as managers, and like they're at least of the ones here locally and around us. They are phenomenal with their water purification. Like their water um, filtration systems are like off the charts. They're like Berkey level type water filters. So
Wow.
I don't know if that's because they're all franchises. If that's, but this guy, he was on point with the water. Um, the guy that used to own this one was like a marathon runner and stuff. So he would definitely he definitely appreciated the good water quality, and you can tell in the taste of their beverages because they're, or at least the tea. I don't know about the sodas because I don't drink soda, but you can definitely tell that their water system was off the charts. Um, awesome.
Right.
All right. Well, so let's go check out a few news articles, and I'm gonna have to get off here early today.
All right.
I have more running to do. Patriot Group plans to take Seattle.
Yeah.
Preparation for nationwide civil war. Insane lunatic leftists are collapsing America into lawlessness chaos while the media celebrates. So
This is all going to get Trump reelected, man. I don't know. Because you're having people who don't even like President Trump. At least they don't like the same, this shit that's going on when they're seeing not only statues being torn down, but cities being burned and businesses being burned. This business owner in Seattle that had his business burnt down. I doubt he's going to be voting for the same Democratic person, that is okay with it right now. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, some people you can't reach. You just can't teach them at all, right? But I would like to think, well, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I would imagine this is going to help him win.
this country is done. Prepare for the most brutal war this world has ever seen.
Yeah, I can see that.
My wife one day last week said to me, "You need to write something about all the insanity going on in the world. This just isn't right." My response to her was, "What good will writing do? The time for talk is over." Yeah. I had so many things that I've wanted to say about things that are going on, but the situation in the country changes from hour to hour. By the time I finish writing this, another insane situation is likely to have happened in the country. We are under attack. Civil war, revolution, communist takeover is well underway. We're getting punched in the face daily, and it seems all we can do is talk. The country held 3 funerals for a thug who was murdered by a police officer. Yet for the
Thug. Okay. Go ahead.
I'm just reading the article.
I know you're reading it. That's fine.
I'm not. You know my opinion on things.
I know.
Yet the last few months, people have not allowed to be with their dying relatives. Well, I can see that. That's some festivity.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
They've not been allowed to attend funerals, but the episode fits the agenda, so it's okay.
But there was 3 funerals for Floyd.
Apparently, I think that's what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. 6 city blocks and a police department have been violently taken over in the city of Seattle, and the media is cool with calling it a peaceful festival.
Yeah.
How did they think that would fly if some good old boys took over a city and tried restoring the Constitution?
We did that in Oregon, and it didn't work out. Just ask Lavoy Finicum if you can get a message through.
Yeah. Send a text message to God and have him get back to us.
Yeah.
We have governors picking and choosing winners and losers for businesses and people's livelihood. Marxists across the country are erasing our history, and statues fall across the nation. The list could go on and on and on with the offenses against us. We know who the enemy is. Sides are being chosen. I hope you choose wisely. We, the people, are the enemy of the deep state establishment, and they aim to eradicate us. These attacks on us and our way of living will never end. It will never end. They will always hate us, always. Nothing you can do will change that, nothing. But more importantly, they will never accept us. They will not accept our views of the world, our ideals, our guns, and our religions. We are very different people from the commies on the left and those who would like to see the country fall. We value the individual. We value the free thought, free speech, free religion, and value freedom. They hate us for it. They aim to rule us, and we will not be ruled by them. They will never give up their quest to implement socialism, communism. They never quit, and they never stop. We, the people, are the enemy. It is sad that it has come to this here in the land of the free, but we are no longer free. We're going
Haven't
to
been
have
free
to
in a while.
fight for our freedom that we each want. The great experiment called America has been pissed away, and we're going to have to fight for our children and grandchildren's futures. The burden should not be passed on to them. History, it seems, has a way of repeating. It's a damn shame. I really don't know what else to say. I apologize for not writing anything lately. I feel as though over the last ever how many years, I've said that all I can, but I can't. But I keep drawing back down to give a voice to those who are afraid or unwilling to speak out. The country is done. Pick your side. Choose wisely. Prepare for the most brutal war that we have seen ever. It's coming. I don't think it stops now. Hopefully, we can set things right if we win, or at least die trying.
Oh.
You cannot legislate the evil out of the world, gentlemen. In the end, you're going to have to give good men guns and set them loose. I prefer peace, but if trouble does come, let it come in my time so that my children may live in peace. And that's the article. I posted it up there.
Yeah, it's a long time coming. We haven't been a free country in a very long time. And if we do have this fight, as he's predicting, there's no telling that we're going to get our country back the way that, let's say, the Constitution was written, right? It might split up the country, right? We might actually divide again. That's a possibility. But even then, we would have to relook at the government again. It would probably be, well, obviously America. I don't know. I think you'd have one that wants to go back to the way it was, just 10 years ago, and then one that wants to totally be socialist or communist or whatever, right? There's not going to be, I would doubt there would be a third option where we want to be constitutionalist and actually be a separatist nation and mind our own fucking business, and you get the fuck out of our, mind yours. But
well, yeah. Oh man, nobody wants to work anymore. There's nobody that wants to work hard for anything anymore. Saying nobody is a statement because there's people that still do. Then that's what's lost. That's what's lost to all the young people, the people that grew up in struggle. If you choose to better yourself, you will, right? Is the fucking fight long and hard? Yes, it is. I mean, there's so many examples out there, and I only have referenced it a couple, but like, if you go look, you'll find somebody that struggled and brought themselves up from nothing. Mm-hmm. Andy Frisella is one of those, and the guy that's on YouTube, SOE Tactical Guy, he fucking tells you, man, he fucking came from nothing. He started out sewing shit with a fucking sewing machine, mm-hmm. and made his way to the $1 million business that he runs today. And he also is a felon. So the likelihood of you doing something is up to you. It's nobody else. Mm-hmm. Nobody's going to give you anything. You have to fight for it and go get it. And if you have that mindset and you stay in that mindset, I mean, maybe not everything's achievable, but by God, don't ever tell yourself that. Just fucking keep doing it until you fucking get what you want, or at least the best parts of what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, if you listen, what the motherfucking CEO Project by Andy Frisella. Like, I just listen to that shit for motivation. I'm never going to open a huge business or anything like that. But he tells you all kinds of good shit, motivational shit. Now, and he got off the scene where they have those motivational fucking things, and he used to be involved in all that, where they go out and you pay $1,000 for them to give you a 2-hour course or whatever, and so he done that. The motherfucking CEO project is on podcast. You can go listen to it. Now he does ones called Real as Fuck, where he doesn't hold back because he's not, he doesn't have to because he's not on the scene where they have to fucking, be correct and all that shit. But he tells you, you're not going to get anything in life if you don't go out and chase it down. I mean, there's all those examples, and I know there's more. You just have to go out and search them, but that's just the two that I listen to.
Right.
I mean, fuck, join the military. Go see the world. It gives you a lot of experience. Gives you a lot of education. And, it is what it is. You're saying no, I'm saying yes. But, I mean, there's a lot of things that I would have never done.
Oh, I know. You wouldn't have oppressed anybody,
Well, yeah.
You wouldn't have went and taken firearms from people who actually needed it because they had to fight, other insurgents themselves.
I would have never found all the good friendship and brotherhood that I got either. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it. Right.
I mean,
I
didn't go in at a time of war. Realistically, it came to one because
Well, now we're in a perpetual war that who knows if it'll ever end because we got into a situation that we knew damn well we shouldn't have gotten into.
Yeah, I know.
But it's not that. I've been talking about that for a long time. I get why people go in. I am very grateful for those who do. I think you all go in there for the right reasons, and it definitely is a good way to give you some discipline and stuff like that, and especially the ones out there who believe in the Constitution and the oath they take to uphold the Constitution and actually want to make this country free or keep this country free. But at the same time, you're getting used for shit that's just going to make things worse in the long run, in my opinion. But it is what it is.
Everybody has opinions, and they all suck.
Yeah. I'm not saying my opinion's great, for sure. I mean, I'm definitely offensive to some with those opinions. So.
Well, I mean, being a business owner, I'm 100% aware of that you can't please everyone.
Right.
Especially in today's time, my package didn't get here in 2 days. Well, I don't run the postal service. I can't help it. If you want to send it back and go buy it somewhere else for, more money and then wait then fine. I can't do that. I can't help you. I can't physically get in my vehicle and drive it to you, in 2 days. So that's the biggest complaint. Well, my package didn't get here in 2 days. I'm sorry. I'm not the postal service. I pay somebody else to do that job. And if they don't do their job, there's no recourse for me because their plane was down, or I can't do anything about that. You can't do anything about that. If you send me something, I can't say with certainty that it's going to get to you. I mean, fuck, that plane could crash into Lake Michigan on its way to you, and fucking everything is lost.
Right. Well, I think what I'm trying to say though before is that my problem is not with the military; it's with the higher ups that tell the military what to do. You know what I mean? Like, y'all getting put into situations that you have no business being put into because of stupid reasons, like somebody wants money or somebody's got a government contract. I mean, the military-industrial complex is an actual thing because if you have war going all the time, that's just a money-making machine, right? Somebody's getting paid.
I understand the bureaucracy. Hey, we're getting shot at. Okay, well, let me call back and see if we can go weapons free. We got guys pinned down. People are fucking hit. Yeah. Can we shoot back now, please? I understand that. I do, really do. NFW is leaving. Hey, man, thanks for stopping by. I'd be interested in the more armor comment that you made. I got armor coming in myself, hopefully. I got to call and find out where the hell it is. It's the first stuff I've ever gotten. I got to get a plate carrier for it. But I'll definitely have to check out your channel, see if you got videos about it, because I'm trying to
get all the knowledge I can when it comes to that stuff right now.
Yeah, have a great day. Have fun. Have fun. Sighting in the new scope there, the Burris 10 times optic.
Nice.
I'm actually, we're gonna cut out of here anyways, because I have stuff to do today too. So, as always, thumbs up, thumbs down, bitches, moans, complaints. Leave them in the comment section below. Check out the links below to all the stuff that's down there. Thanks to Poison Stinger for hanging out.
You're welcome.
Thanks for Riddle Girl checking in, and thanks for all you guys checking in. Hopefully you learned something, and I always learn something new. So have a great day. Simplify and Godspeed. Have a great day. Stay safe out there.